Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for the week beginning Friday, Monday, the 22nd of February. Weeks don't begin on Fridays. Monday, the 22nd of February, 2016, and ending Friday, the 26th. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 12. If you do find these videos useful, please like them on YouTube. It does help us out. Let's take a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the S&P in futures form and daily chart. This is a very important chart to always keep an eye on in the market to know what's going on. We had obviously the breakdown back in August, that then bounced back in October, held up November and December kind of, and then really fell apart in January. And then again in February, retested the January lows here, but it bounced once again. So we've got a decent bounce for the third time off this basic level. Interesting to see what, obviously if that level breaks, there's going to be some trouble in the markets. But so far, all of this is just a repeat of what we saw last year at one point in time. Here's a look at crude oil, just so we know where we're at. Came back down, closed under 30 at 29.64 after getting back above 30 earlier in the week. Gold up 280 again. Nice moves, generally speaking, in gold. Getting close to a seeker exhaustion signal, the 13. So you can see the 10, the count to 10 so far. Now there's 11 when I count today. So if we get two more up days that meet the criteria, 12 and 13, that would be an exhaustion signal on gold, probably lead to a pullback. S&P for Friday. We knew it was options expiration, single expiration, not triple. We closed literally down 0.05 points on the S&P 500. That's about as flat as you can get, which is common for options expiration. Not much here to look at on the daily chart. Here's a look at the NDX. Nasdaq 100 closed up $12.60, left some gaps behind earlier in the week. We'll look at all that on the futures intraday here in a moment. SOX up 3 on Friday. Again, everything. It was just a waste of a session on Friday. Biotech's up 24.76. The VIX dropped another dollar at 11, down to 20.53. The trend, which was looking a little weak there, that 10-day moving average of the trend was getting very low. Had we gotten one more low number here, I think we would have broken the 0.85 on that 10-day, and that's not good for the markets. But instead, we got a very high reading, 1.83. So that protects us for now from that signal. Nasdaq volume 1.7 billion shares. By the way, this is very unusual. This tells you something about why we didn't see much of an options unraveling move this week. We had the holiday on Monday. Tuesday came back. Volume was about 1.9 billion. Wednesday volume got all the way up to 2.1, and that was the better trading day of the week. Thursday drops back down to 1.8. Now remember, when you have options unraveling, you typically will have some sort of options unraveling move that occurs on Wednesday or Thursday. We didn't feel like we saw it much. And then that gets them all situated so that the floor guys have all the stock they want to offset the open option positions. And Friday, they're just literally flipping and closing out the positions. And what that usually does is create some extra volume. If you look at some of these days and map them out to the volume that you see here that are dots and map them out to like the third Friday of the month, for example, you can see December, there was a day at 3 billion shares. On the Nasdaq. That's because it was options expiration, just a wild volume day. It doesn't really mean there's movement because it's all just converting those positions and closing them out. This is unusual. We had 1.7 billion shares on Friday, less than the rest of the week. It's actually the lightest volume day so far in 2016, besides the day between New Year's and the weekend we had. So it's essentially the lowest volume day of the year on an options expiration. That really means there were no open options positions to speak of, which is very strange. So I don't know. We're not sure exactly yet what that means and what the ramifications are, but it certainly was boring. Here's the Nasdaq Nasdaq advanced decline ratio plus 315 on Friday, and New York negative 60, basically even breadth in the market. Google up $4.60. Apple lost 22 cents. Amazon up $9.90. It's a good day for Amazon, obviously. Netflix down $1.26. All right, let's look at the intraday action in 5-minute candles. So here's the ES. You can see the gap down. Actually, let's look first at this is the 5 minutes. This shows you the end of Wednesday, all of Thursday, which was fairly flat, all of Friday. So you got the gap down. We reached up over lunch and exactly filled the gap, and then just dead flat. That's what you like to see or expect to see for options expiration. Nasdaq side, pretty much the same. But let's go to 10-minute candles just so you can see the week. And again, remember, there was a holiday Monday. So you see last Friday on the far left of the chart, we gap up for the Monday, which is not really a trading day. They just turn on trading for a little while. That's that non-volume trading you see. But then Tuesday does open right there. So you got a big gap up from Friday. gapped up, tried to pull back a little, ended up drifting back higher. The afternoon was really boring. Wednesday, gap up, pushed up, and then again the afternoon went really boring. So Wednesday was the big part of the week for us. It was most exciting. Thursday, a little gap up. We actually did really well on some futures stuff Thursday morning on that gap up and reverse. There was a lot going on there, but it was just a drifting day after that. And then Friday, again, the small gap down, and then just the flat line for the back end of the week. And here's a look at the ES for the week so you can see. So, if you look at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the back 3 days of the week, the ES is basically in a 20-point range. That's usually more than average. A single day usually trades more than that. So that was really unexciting from that perspective. All right, let's take a look at the data that's coming out this week. Just get a roadmap and then go from there. So there's no data on Monday. Case-Shiller 20 City Index on Tuesday, along with consumer confidence and existing home sales. Wednesday, MBA Mortgage Index, new home sales, crude oil inventories. Thursday, initial claims, continuing claims, durable orders, FHFA, Housing Price Index, natty gas. Friday, GDP, personal income and spending. That's the second look at GDP, not the first. Personal income and spending, course PCE prices, and Michigan sentiment. So some data this week, none of it's saying the big stuff really. Should be a straightforward trading week, no holidays. So hopefully it's just improved now that options are expired for February. What else could it mean? What else should we look for? Generally speaking, we don't have a Fed meeting to focus on or anything. So generally speaking, here's how the flow should go. Monday might be a little slow. First Mondays always are a little slower. And the first day of a new option cycle tends to be that unless some data news comes out. We have no data on Monday. It could be some news. Tuesday, I think, will be a better Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday could all be decent trading days, any one of them. Friday, of course, starts to slow down. Keep in mind, Friday's not end of month because February this year has 29 days, so the following Monday is end of month for those end of month window dressing statements to print. So they'll usually get the prices where they want them a day or two before that, and then just close out the month. So Friday might be a little slow as it gets near the end of the month. Monday, unfortunately, next week, not this week, could be slow for the month-end statements. And then, of course, we go into March. And by the way, we hit March and we start to hit most of the bigger election days here in the U.S. in terms of the primaries. You got Super Tuesday and all that stuff. So the election stuff actually really starts to get meaningful. We'll start to see who pulls ahead on both sides. And it's not necessarily true that that'll have an impact on the market, but we will see what happens. All right, we will be in the lab helping you out. Like I said, if you've not taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. Have a great weekend and a great trading week. We'll be around.